And the hitter now is Chase Utley back in that lineup. He's been back for about a week and a half now. Interesting, he came back. His first at bat after the injury was a home run. Phillies having a lot of success with Utley back. They're 1-9 since he rejoined the team. But this guy's a winner. He can hit. Just 235, limited play. As I mentioned, 10 games is what he's got so far this year. Lefty on lefty for Friedrich, and that's in there for a strike.
Slider at 85, and a good pitch when you're behind in the count, particularly to a fastball hitter that can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Utley, a UCLA product. The pitch, it's one a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Career against the Rockies, Utley, well, he has this number to a lot of teams, but 347 hitter against the Rockies in 44 games in his career. How about that? 12 homers in 44 games against the Rockies. Ground ball to first. Michael Kadyr's got the hop he wants, and he'll step on the bag. It is a 1-2-3 first inning for Christian Friedrich. No score after half an inning. Rockies coming to bat. One, two, three, top of the first inning for Christian Friedrich. Rockies coming to bat here to start the second half. Dexter Fowler, who last year had a great second half of the year, this year a very good first half of the year, hoping to keep that going. Here's the Rockies lineup tonight behind Dexter Fowler. So Dexter leading off, and then Marco Scutero hitting second. Carlos Gonzalez, the all-star. Ramon Hernandez is going to hit fourth. Behind the plate, Michael Kadir, Tyler Colvin swinging that hot bat. Pacheco at third. Rutledge hitting eighth, making that debut at shortstop, and then Christian Friedrich on the mound.
Well, it's an amazing start so far for Cliff Lee. For 15th start of the season, just 1-5. The win came in his last start. Second career against Coors, the last in 09. Imagine that. Playoff game. He went 7 innings, 6 hits, a run. He walked 1 and struck out 9. Well, obviously, this has not turned the way he wanted it to go, much like Roy Halladay. By the way, Halladay pitched last night in Clearwater in a rehab start. 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It wasn't earned. He didn't walk a batter, and he struck out 4. Velocity was 87 to 91.
0-2 to Dexter Fowler. There's Roy Halladay, the Denver native, and the word is he may be activated on Tuesday, which would be his turn to pitch again, and he may well pitch for Philadelphia next week on Tuesday. Pitch to Fowler, and jammed him, and a roller to second base. There's Utley, and there's one away.
It's more like Cliff Lee all the time. Put the ball on the ground, cut it off on the right-handed bats.
Here's what the Phillies look like defensively tonight in Game 1 against the Rockies, and it's a good defensive team. John Mayberry, Victorino, and Pence in the outfield left to right. Mayberry gets a bunch of starts in the outfield and in the infield. Polanco at third, great glove there. Jimmy Rollins the same way. Utley, and then over at first base, Howard, Lee, and Ruiz, the battery mates tonight. So 1 down, Marco Scutero, the hitter. pitch, low ball one to Marco Scutaro. Solid first half of this Rocky. 277 with 4 homers and 24 RBIs. And since the middle of May, a batting average of over 300 for this veteran. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, who wants tacos? Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more runs during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special. Marco Scutaro's had a good career against Cliff Lee, 9 for 28. There it is, 321. He's seen Lee a lot and had some success against this veteran. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one is fouled away. And Scutaro does that so well. Fouls off that pitch when he's got 2 strikes.
Well, one thing I noticed just watching is Utley's so excited, but he does this pretty typically anyway. But a young second baseman at home, watch his preparation when a pitch is thrown, what happens to him in a fielding position. If he thinks fastball away and they're going to the other way, all of a sudden you'll see him start to jump that way, make the move of where he thinks he's going. Now, the reason he's able to do that, obviously, is because he's got pitchers that hit their spots.
He's never had tremendous range, but boy, is he a great second baseman. Gets those jumps like George is talking about, anticipates pitches and balls being hit in certain spots.
Reminds me a lot of Ryan Sandberg, a teammate of mine in Chicago.
There's a swing and a miss for Marco Scutaro, who doesn't strike out very often, but Lee got him there. And here comes the all-star Carlos Gonzalez. And a nice round of applause for Cargo. He's had a great first half, George.
He's had a tremendous first half, rewarded with an all-star appearance, home run derby appearance, and well-deserved for Carlos Gonzalez.
He's trying to keep a good thing going to the second half. Cargo talking again today, and he did it last week in Washington about Tula coming back. He says, hey, look out when Tula comes back. I think I'll be that much better.
And a protection inside the lineup obviously would help him there. 3-0 hitters on the year. Cliff Lee has been able to handle that potent position in the lineup. They've hit just 209 against him.
1-0 pitch to Cargo, and that one just caught the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had a good career against Philadelphia. Boy, 377 with a couple of home runs in 15 games. A quiet series Cargo did in Washington. He's just 2 for his last 15 at the plate. That goes back to that Nationals series. Tim Tracy saying he thought he might be a little worn down and maybe a little overexcited about the All-Star game. Fouls that one away. A round of applause for that man who just made the good catch without the glove up in the stands. Cargo 0 for 2 in the All-Star game. And look at the next pitch that's off the plate. And it's 3-2. Cargo's saying today, once he got to Kansas City, the day before the game, he said the nerves went away. They came back a little bit when he entered the game for the first time. He said, I wasn't surprised by that. It was fun at the same time. It's this one down the right field side. Hintz giving chase, and he's going to make the catch right on the line. And that is out number 3 for the Rockies. A 1-2-3 first inning for Colorado as well. On to the second after this on Root Sports.
Welcome back to Coors Field. It's a Fan Friday here, and we're having a lot of fun. It's scoreless as we head to the top of the second. As I mentioned, it's a Fan Friday here at Coors Field to welcome you back for the second half of the season, but it's a Fan Friday on Root Sports, a hashtag Fan Friday. If you hit me up on Twitter at RootSports_JC, you can ask your questions. We'll start with a question tonight from at CamQuarterHusker22. They want to know, what is the most difficult thing for a ball player to do mentally to get ready for their first Major League Baseball game? Well, I think that's in reference to Josh Rutledge, who is starting tonight at shortstop in his Major League debut. I'll let George Frazier explain a little more of the mentality of it, but I think one of the hardest things would probably not to be playing with your own equipment. That's exactly what happened to Rutledge. He flew here from Tulsa. His luggage was lost. He has yet to find it. His glove was in that bag. So originally reported that he was going to use Troy Tulowitzki's glove, but he decided to go with Jordan Pacheco's glove because it's a Wilson model that is very similar, or if not identical, to his. So he said he felt comfortable with it, and he still feels ready to play shortstop tonight. Guys?
Well, I think the whole thing, Jenny, quite honestly, is it's a whirlwind day. I mean, you know, you get pulled out of the third inning of a ball game last night. You go, why am I getting pulled? I was hustling. I didn't make any errors. You know, I swung the bat. I was 1 for 3. Why am I getting taken out of the game? Oh, you're going to the big leagues. Really? You know, they are on a four-day trip down to Arkansas, so I'm sure he's got 2 pairs of blue jeans and a couple of shirts in the suitcase. And the rest is going to have to figure out a way to get here to Denver. So it's just kind of a whirlwind deal all the way through. Went out and grabbed that model. The Wilson's going to go stretch, get loose a little bit in the outfield. I told him it's the same stretch you do in Tulsa. It's the same round ball. It's 60 feet 6 inches to home plate. There's just a couple of extra people sitting in the stands. Go enjoy it. And I welcome you to the fraternity of Major League Baseball players.
Josh Rutledge was telling the media, too, that he said he wasn't surprised by a call. He thought the call would be to go to AAA, not to the big league club. Well, here he is. Ryan Howard will look at a pitch low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the big slugger, the first baseman for the Phillies. Two pitch. You catch a piece of that? He did not. That's strike 3. Ball gets away from Hernandez, but walking toward the dugout is Howard. He's the out number 1 in this inning. Time now for the Farmers Insurance Report Card for the Rockies. Let's see what that report card looks like. First half of the season was 80. The Rockies very good with the pitching, George. Some room for improvement.
Lots of room for improvement there, and I think that's why Dan O'Dowd has tried all that he can, different things of trying to improve of what they've done to save opportunities, which, you know, realistically that gets blown out of proportion because they counted a save from the 7th inning on. To me, that's a blown hold, not a blown save. So 16 of 32 is a bad number for the Rockies as far as that's concerned. It's last in the National League.
Carlos Ruiz will slap one into center field for a base hit. There's the first hit of the game and the first base runner for either team. Carlos Ruiz, a first-time All-Star with a single sharply up the middle.
Well, Ruiz is an all-star for a reason. He has swung the bat at a 350 clip, 13 home runs, 46 RBIs, and goes down and gets a pretty good fastball from Christian Friedrich as he goes out to try to get to that ball, but hits so hard to dead center field.
A very good job offensively when Utley and Howard have been out all these games. Now here's Hunter Pence, who's had a good first half of the year as well. Veteran right-handed hitter, 285, got good power numbers. He's got 50 RBIs and 16 homers.
Doesn't get cheated at the plate, never has gotten cheated. Fastball elevated above the hands. They call those alligator arms. You want to tie them up. You ever seen an alligator? Got really short arms,
yes,
right?
Yes, I have.
You get them inside on that where they get the alligator arms. They can't get the head of the bat out. They can't do anything with the baseball.
Flies out to Tyler Coleman. There is out number 2 with Ruiz at first base. How about the first half for Friedrich, George?
Well, up and down for me. I mean, he's striking out a lot of people, almost 1 per inning. He doesn't walk people. The long balls become a part of it, but mostly in this ballpark. I think his record could be better with some help out of the bullpen instead of 4-6. But what's exciting for me is he kind of left the radar 2 years ago, and it's taken him a year to get back on the radar of the Rockies. Look at Rutledge. Do it. Oh, man, that a baby.
There's Georgia's man, Rutledge, making his first defensive play as a pro, and that's that for the Phillies in the second. We're on the bottom of second after this. Stay with us. It is time for the big hits presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. And this one belongs to Tyler Colvin. Against Steven Strasburg, not one but 2 home runs in one game. Tyler just on fire in the road trip in both St. Louis and in Washington. Tyler Colvin has earned playing time. He's back in the lineup again tonight. Tyler Colvin with a bunch of big hits on that last road trip and going back a couple of weeks. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto paintings for as low as $349. Visit Mako.com today. Ramon Hernandez leading off for the Rockies in this second inning. Swings right through the first off speed pitch thrown by Cliff Lee. Hernandez out for 42 games with that hand sprain. He'll foul this one away. And George, again, the roster moves there. Plenty of them today for the Rockies.
A lot of them. Todd Helton, of course, with the hip is on the DL. Retroactive back to Sunday. Will Nieves, turf toe. Tyler Chatwood was sent to Double-A. He'll start tomorrow in Arkansas. Rutledge is up, starting at shortstop. Hernandez behind the plate. And Ekstrom in the bullpen. So there's quite a few roster changes starting the second half today.
It's to Hernandez high. Ramon in his career 3 for 9 against Cliff Lee. Remember when Ramon won the DL, he said, hey, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. So that turned into about 6.
Didn't realize, I don't think, the severity of the pain where he couldn't just swing the bat. Started to carry over to his catching as far as being able to grip the glove.
He got jammed, but off the glove of Utley, and safe at first is Hernandez.
Well, you don't see that often from Chase Utley, and what he absolutely, I think, did. Didn't remember who was running, because when he went to get to the baseball, the exchange to come to the hand, and the hand was a long ways away from the glove. He's kind of not understanding why, but that hand was so far away, he just booted the baseball. And take advantage of that if you're the Rockies. First error for Chase Utley since coming back, putting on a Phillies uniform in a big league game.
Ball did look like it had a little topspin on it. Took a little quick hop at the end there for Utley and just couldn't get the glove on it. So safe at first is Hernandez. Michael Kadire at the plate. And the pitch line down the left field line. Hernandez around second. He will get to third base. The throw will come into third. Safe at second is Michael Kadire. Didn't waste any time. He lined a fastball, and the Rockies are in business. Second and third, and nobody out.
Michael Kadire has seen Lee 33 times, 10 hits, 3 doubles, make it 4 now, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. He got a cut fastball down and in and just ripped this baseball down the left field line. You see it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. of where the location of the pitch was.
That's interesting. Michael Kadire was telling us in Washington that he thought he was taking too many pitches early in a count. Well, he didn't take a pitch at all there. He saw the first one and he liked it. So Kadire's at second base, Hernandez at third, and here's Tyler Colvin. He'll take a pitch high, ball one. Great first half of the season for Colvin. Now keep this in mind, he hasn't played every day either. He's got 13 homers, 40 RBIs, and hitting over 300. And that's pretty much part-time play for this outfielder infielder. Another pitch about the same spot. That's high again. It's 2-0. And how about since June the 9th? What a run he's on. 353. He's driven in 27 in that time. On base percentage almost 400. The long ball's coming consistently now for Tyler Colvin. What a pleasant surprise for the Rockies and what looks to be a tremendous trade. Pitch to him is off the plate. It's 3-0.
Two guys that had struggled, and again, you know, you're just looking at it. LeMahieu and Colvin had struggled in the Cub uniform on the backside of that deal. Casey Weathers hadn't panned out as a pitcher. Ian Stewart hadn't worked out here. So you hope at the number one exchange that it works out for someone. You're just exchanging talent that was there. You just needed to figure out a way to tap into it. The Rockies have tapped into Tyler Colvin.
Take a strike there. 3-1 to Tyler Colvin. Base open at first. Jordan Pacheco, right-handed hitters on deck. No score, bottom of the second inning, but the Rockies are threatening. The pitch to Colvin, and he lines that one foul down the first base side. Folks, you can join us in the conversation with Toyota Talk. Text Toyota to 720-720. Share your insights or questions on the game. Plus learn how to win $500 gas card from Toyota. That's coming up soon here on the broadcast. Now 3-2 with Tyler Colvin. And he hits that one to third base. Checking the runner at third baseman Polanco, and he'll throw to first to get the out.
Well, very low throw over to Ryan Howard at first base as that sun sets. He threw a strike down, but he checked Hernandez, who does not have good speed, in order to get Tyler Colvin.
Polanco very good at third base. Made a nice play there, checking the runners back and then making the throw right where Howard needed it. This time of day, really tough, like George said on the first baseman. You get that throw from the left side of the diamond, it is tough in that sun.
Take a look at what he's looking at. Look at squatting down like a catcher to receive the baseball. It looked like it hit in palm and kind of ricocheted around. It's like, okay, hit the target and we're going to be fine. Yeah, that guy could play a little first base in his son. You want to talk to somebody how to figure this thing out? Talk to Todd Helm.
Never seems to bother him too much, does it? There's a ground ball to third. Polanco's going to go home. Hernandez trying to score, and he is out. He held up last time when Colvin hit the ground ball to third base. This time he breaks. And now there are two outs and a runner at first base and a runner at second base.
Well, there's a reason that Cliff Lee has won 120 games at the major league level. He makes pitches when he needs to. And with this defense, a veteran defense behind him, they have the ability to make plays. You see a tag applied by Ruiz to Hernandez.
So the Rockies had second and third, nobody out. They have first and second and two outs. And here's making his major league debut at the plate, Josh Rutledge.
I'll tell you what he does, or has done a really good job in Tulsa, is driving the ball right back up the middle. Keeping his hands inside and through the baseball.
Very good numbers at Double-A Tulsa for this right-handed hitter. And the pitch is right there for strike one.
Well, they let him off every single game. They put him in a leadoff position to try to get him to work counts a little bit deeper, do things a little bit differently. And you know what? It paid off an awful lot. A year ago, he had 348 in 113 games in Modesto. 9 home runs, 71 RBIs.
Over 300 at Double-A this year. Hits this one to gap in left center field. Victorino can't get it. It's off his glove. 1 run will score. Into second, Rutledge is safe at second. An RBI double. How about Josh Rutledge? Rockies take the lead 1-0.
Not afraid to take gambles, and he took all that one on his own going into second. And you saw a little bit of glimpse of his speed going into second base. Well, there's that first hit baseball, gets handed off. Things start to get indicated to be able to keep that and put it in the archives. And for Josh Rutledge, congratulations.
Absolutely. Here's a pitcher now, Christian Friedrich. Runners at second and third with 2 down. Friedrich has 1 hit and 17 at bats this year. And he bounces this one foul toward the Rockies dugout.
I'll take another look at this, trying to ride a fastball in. Boy, really dropped his hands to the inside part of the baseball. And the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, you could see him put the wood on the baseball. What I liked is after the ball was hit, and he recognized where this throw was going to go. And then Victorino bobbled, and then he didn't hesitate. He just flew into second base head first. Friedrich hustle up the first base line. The Rockies take a 1-0 lead behind the rookie.
Now Josh Rutledge got to be feeling great right now. Drives in the run to give his team the lead. We'll go the third inning. The Rockies up 1-0 behind the rookie shortstop Josh Rutledge. Hey, folks, stick around tomorrow after the game for Rockies All Access. We're going to talk to Carlos Gonzalez. Check up with the first-time All-Star Carlos Gonzalez. Got a glimpse of life at the All-Star game in 2012. For Cargo, it's Rockies All Access. Cargo tomorrow after the game. 1-0 Rockies, and the reason right there, the shortstop of the Rockies, Josh Rutledge, his first major league at bat, George, and there it was, a base hit to drive in a run.
Yeah, it turned it into a hustle double, which was kind of nice for Josh Rutledge, typical of the way he played in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's been steady all year there, hit over 300 for the season, and hasn't dipped below 300 very often. I mean, it's been a steady play by Josh Rutledge, and it's earned him the promotion here.
Coleman, Alabama. University of Alabama for Josh Rutledge, playing mainly second base, like George said, in the minors, but getting started short with Troy Tulowitzki still out. Christian Friedrich going to work against John Mayberry Jr. And the first pitch, a fastball in there, strike one.
What was impressive to me was the read by Rutledge on the ball. He's thinking, all right, got my hit. Now I'm thinking, all right, you going to bobble it? Now, see, that's the speed we're talking about and the hustle effect that he has on the game of baseball.
It looks like he accelerates pretty well going around a base, George.
Yep, he's quick.
I think that's something everybody would like to feel, that diving into second base, driving in a run in your first at bat in Major League Baseball. That feeling would be something everybody should experience. Pitch to Mayberry's inside. It's 1-2. It is a gorgeous night in Denver. 92 when we started, 90 degrees now. Got a little breeze coming through the ballpark, keeping things cooled off. This one's lined to left field. That's a base hit for Mayberry. Carlos Gonzalez hustling over. Mayberry runs pretty well. Throw to second base. He's going to turn around and go back to first. Because of Cargo's arm, Mayberry saw the play, turned around, got about halfway to second, said, no, I'll go back to first base.
Yeah, I run pretty good in the outfield chasing flies down, but this isn't the outfield, and it's coming back at me pretty quick. Friedrich got too much of the plate. Hernandez wanted the ball down and in to keep Mayberry from extending, but he's thinking about chugging out in there, and then all of a sudden, whoop, I better hurry up and get this thing back to first base.
Cargo, just amazing to me how he can turn and pick up a base and throw that strike just about every time.
Yeah, it's the accuracy with the strength, Jerry, that's fun to watch.
Here's a pitcher, Lee, looking to bunt. He'll bunt at third base side. Pacheco's got it. He'll throw to first with Scudero covering to get the out. Runner down to second. So Lee does his job. He gets the runner to second base. One out and a man in scoring position. Now we're back to top of the order. Mayberry at second, and now Jimmy Rollins will come up to the plate. Rollins first time up, popped out, foul ground, and Kadire grabbed the ball near the coach's box.
Well, for a great buy, come out here and get the Coca-Cola Value Pack and get 4 tickets, food, parking, and more. It's available July 16th.
It's that Pirates series. Looking forward to seeing those Pirates play again. Clint Hurdle's got them going.
Well, doesn't he? They are playing great baseball. A year ago, they went to the break playing good baseball and then sputtered out. But this time, they seem to be players of being able to, with a lead in the National League Central, they may become big players in the trade market.
Won 8 of their last 10, first place in their division. So Rollins up there, switch hitter hitting right-handed, and the pitch is high and away. Ball 1 to Rollins. John Mayberry Jr. at second base. 1 out in the inning. That curveball stayed upstairs, and it's 2-0 on Jimmy Rollins. Rollins only 5'8", but don't let that lack of height deceive you. This guy's got great pop in his bat, terrific arm as a shortstop, and he can really run. He's been great, and he's been great for a long time for Philadelphia. One just missed outside. 3 balls and no strikes now to Rollins. Victorino, another switch hitter, is on deck. There is first base open for Friedrich. Try not to lose Jimmy Rollins. And the 3-0 pitch he's taken. It'll get in there for a strike. Christian Friedrich won a game at Arizona June 4th. He's been 0-5 since that time. That was a long time ago. His team was given a 1-0 lead here, top of the third. And the pitch. That one's bounced foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Christian Friedrich making his first career start against the Philadelphia Phillies. Payoff pitch. That one is hit fair down the left field line. That's trouble for the Rockies. Mayberry will score easily. Cargo to second base, the throw not in time, and Jimmy Rollins has tied the game up.
Look at the location of this, and we're going to freeze it right out front. See, he wanted this ball right down here on the inner half of the plate to where he couldn't do anything with it, yet it's a high fastball up into the strike zone. Very good, and I mean very good, high ball hitter. Ricochett's down into that corner. Now they just traded places after the sacrifice, and you're working in the heart of that lineup.
Now, Christian Friedrich said after his last start he felt like his command got away from him, the fastball command. He was leaving pitches up then, and he left one up for Rollins for sure. Now Shane Victorino. Swing and a miss. He's out ahead of that pitch. Curveball at 77 miles an hour.
watch the rotation. The important part is keeping your hands on top of the ball, meaning your fingers up on top. Anytime you try to create it by increasing the hand speed, typically you hang that curveball.
Fly ball to center field. Dexter Fowler's got room. Rollins tagging from second. He will take off to third. Throw will be cut off by Rutledge. 2 down. Dexter Fowler thinking, I'm not even going to try to throw the guy out at third base. Rollins runs too well.
Well, typically when you do something like that, you'll make an errant throw, or you try to air it out and you airmail it over the third base area. So if you don't think you have a chance, just eat the baseball, get it into your shortstop.
So here's Utley with 2 outs, the runner at third base. Utley grounded out to first base his first time up.
And after starting his career playing nearly every ball game, the last 3 have been a little rough. 115, 11, and 11. It was 103, and then just 10 so far this year. The most he could possibly play this year would be 85.
There's lots of knee trouble for Utley the last couple of years. Career against the Rockies well over 340. The pitch to him down low this time, and it's 2-0. And again, Friedrich falling behind a hitter. From 2005 to 2010, Utley led all major league second basemen in home runs, RBIs, walks, runs scored, and extra base hits.
Teammate of former Rocky Garrett Atkins.
The pitch in the air to shallow right center field. Colvin coming on, and he's going to make the catch in front of Dexter Fowler for out number 3. Philadelphia comes back to tie the ball game. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 1-1 at Coors Field.
So we're doing the 4-man rotation. Do we have a graphic or anything with that, Mike? I don't have a monitor, but if you just want to tell me quick. Back at Coors Field, we're all tied up with the Phillies at 1. Of course, it is a Fan Friday. That means you at home have to get involved. The way to do that, just email your questions, or I should say tweet your questions to @RootSports_JC. We're going to go to the phone for the next question. This one has to do with the 4-man rotations. Getting a lot of questions about this. Will the 4-man rotation remain through the second half of the season? Well, the answer to that question, the short answer is yes. Jim Tracy and the rest of the Rockies organization are committed to this experiment. They want to see how it works for the 4-man rotation. So here's how things are going to look. Christian Friedrich, obviously on the mound tonight, followed by Jeremy Guthrie, the right-handed pitcher. Then you'll go back to 2 lefties in Drew Pomeranz and Jeff Francis. When you take a look at their ERAs, no one really sticks out to you, perhaps besides Pomeranz with 3.06. However, the ERA is significantly different than they were in the month of May, and that's what this experiment is about. Now, the 75 pitch limit, also getting a lot of questions about that. There is a little leniency on both ends of that. It's a collective agreement between Jim Tracy, the pitching staff, and the pitching coaches. They want to make sure that they're kind of testing the boundaries with this 4-man staff. And again, it's not just those 4 guys. There's 7 different guys that can rotate into that 4-man rotation. So again, I think we'll see some different faces as we go on, but we hope to see these 4 guys continue to improve as they have. Guys?
Well, Jenny, thank you. And I think, why would you abandon, first of all, as a veteran guy, old school guy, when I first heard it, I was like, really? And then the more you look in and dive into it and you start to see how they want to try to make it work, you've tried everything else. So why not try this? And to abandon it after a 2 or 3 week trial, then you haven't given it a fair chance to succeed or fail. And what Pomeranz has done in 2 starts, he has shown that if you throw strikes, it makes it easy on Jim Tracy as a manager to let you work into the 6th inning, and you're typically ahead in the game or close.
One away for Marco Scutaro as Dexter Fowler flies out to right field to start this inning for the Rockies. Scutaro struck out his last time up. That's the only strikeout that Cliff Lee has so far in the game against the Rockies. Lee delivers, and swinging right through that offering was Marco Scutaro. No balls, 2 strikes. There's that cut fastball that Lee developed a couple of years ago that's so good.
Well, he has the ability to both sides of the plate. That's the key. When he was in college, he couldn't throw strikes. Great arm, didn't know where it was going, and then all of a sudden the light went off, and it's gone off in a pretty fashionable way. I mean, 120 wins coming into tonight's ball game, just 74 losses.
Marco Scutaro is 0 for 2. Time now for tonight's Chevy's Dare to Compare, brought to you by the Chevy Equinox. 32 highway miles per gallon, outperforms its competitors. Chevy, made for Colorado. Here's a comparison with the Rockies and the opponent tonight, the Philadelphia Phillies. 7-10 the record since the last time these 2 teams met, which was in Philadelphia, by the way. Phillies have really struggled. They've in fact lost 10 of their last 11 ball games. Rockies kind of moving the other direction a little bit, especially after the weekend, taking 2 out of 3 in Washington. Carlos Gonzalez will hit a ground ball to hold the left center field for a base hit. So for the Rockies, there's hit number 3 of the night, 2-out single by Cargo.
Another look at this ball and going down and away. See, anytime you see a catcher's arm come back to the middle of the plate when they're trying to go to that outer half of plate, you're going to get some danger. And then Gonzalez just shoots this to the left side. Of course, Rollins playing him up the middle and took advantage of it. Got jammed a little bit.
So Jimmy Rollins, as George said, playing up the middle, just couldn't get to that one. In fact, he got there, looked like ball just under his glove. Would have been a very difficult play anyway. And now Ramon Hernandez, a cleanup hitter tonight for Jim Tracy. Reached on an error the first time up. That was Utley with his first error of the season. And Lee will toss over to first base to get Gonzalez back to the bag. Cargo certainly that threat to steal a base. Leads the team in stolen bases.
11 steals for Cargo. This ball's going to jam. He drops it. Got a little bit of time with Hernandez running, and he'll be able to put him out.
That takes care of the Rockies in the 3rd inning. They get a 2-out single from Cargo, but that's it. On to the 4th. We're tied up 1 apiece in Denver. Rockies baseball and Root Sports brought to you by Ford Focus. It's 40 miles per gallon of pure fun. Start more than a car. Ford Focus. Go further. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By King Soopers, more value for the way you live. And by the Courtyard by Marriott, Western elegance in the cultural heart of the city. 1-1, Rockies and Phillies in this game, 1 of 3 between these two teams. Jerry Schummel with George Frazier back at Coors Field. We'll get going here in the top of the 4th inning with Ryan Howard due up first. Howard and then Ruiz and Pence for Philadelphia. Howard struck out in that 2nd inning, his first time up. Played his college ball in Springfield, Missouri. You familiar with that city, George?
Missouri State for Keith Gutton.
There you go. I think back then it was Southwest Missouri State, was it not?
Southwest Missouri State. Now Missouri State was all Missouri Valley Conference, which has Wichita State, one of those teams, a powerhouse. A lot of people in Wichita watch Rockies baseball.
Howard fouled that one at the plate. Count is 0-2. Howard from suburban St. Louis, and Missouri State was the only Division I school that offered him a scholarship. Was not drafted out of high school, but had a great career there in Springfield, and what a great pro career. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch, a slider there by Christian Friedrich. One away.
Yeah, and he's going to have to fight a little bit to get back to the shape he was in, because obviously the rehab starts, and then coming here, he's yet to get an RBI, yet to get a home run.
You get a little fooled by that one, George, but that swing looks a little slow still.
Yeah, a little slow. That's a big sweeper that he chased. See, this lower half never moved to the baseball. It was just an upper half swing. And he'll tell you that's not the type of swing he needs. If you think of this lineup today and you say, man, they've won a lot of ball games, been to the playoffs, been to the World Series, won a World Series. This lineup hitting today against at Coors Field. Think about this. At Coors Field, this lineup's hit 321, 21 home runs, 86 RBIs, and a total of 551 at bats.
Ruiz hits one down the left field line. It's a base hit. That's his 2nd hit tonight. He'll dig for 2. Carlos Gonzalez a bit late on that throw, and a 1-out double for Carlos Ruiz. The All-Star has a single and now a double.
That's all the Philly fans saying "Roo," it's not "boo." So there's a lot of Philly fans here in Denver visiting the city and also watching their favorite ball club. Pretty good swing and miss slider to Howard. This ball caught too much of the middle of the plate. But what he does a good job. Watch these hands right here in the middle, how he really keeps them on the inner half and keeps them close to the body and allows him to get the good wood of the bat. The bat almost parallel with his body. And just shoots it down that 3rd base line.
So he's at 2nd, 1 out. Hunter Pence, the hitter. Wide to right the first time, and the first pitch in there, strike 1 from Friedrich. Hunter Pence picked up in a trade middle of last year by the Phillies from Houston. George had mentioned his first time up, very much a free swinger, but also leads a team in walks this year.
That's surprising when you watch him at the plate. He doesn't look like a guy that's going to take a lot of pitches. You got to miss bad for him not to swing at.
It's interesting. He's like Dexter Fowler, leads a team in strikeouts and walks. Friedrich has him down 0-2. The pitch didn't miss by much, maybe a little low with the curveball.
Caught the bottom half of the Ford strike zone.
Hunter Pence this year just 226 with the runners in scoring position. And that one missed again, and it's 2-2.
Just as we talked about free swinging, 2 pitches very close to the plate, and the eagle eye took both of those.
So Hunter Pence 50 RBIs on the year, so on pace for 100 or so, but hitting just 226 with the men in scoring position.
Doesn't match up, does it?
No. The pitch. Fouled it away, and no play there for Kadire. It means Hunter Pence had a lot of opportunities to drive in runs this year if he's got the 50. A lot of movement with this guy. He's got the bat, the hands, the body, the hips all moving around. Michael Kadire was Funny, before the game, he's talking about Pence. He says he does everything wrong, but he gets the job done.
Let's go back and
is a ball as well.
I want to go back, Jerry, and I want to show you pitch number 3, which was an 0-2 count curveball. You're going to see this pitch come into your screen. We're going to slow it down as it gets to home plate. Look how high up it is. I mean, it starts here with the trajectory and then comes across down to the bottom of the strike zone. That's why it showed up on the 4th strike zone, because it was a strike when it crossed over out in front of this pitch. A changeup at 87 pulled down the left field line. Let's look at this same exact pitch, pitch 3 in this at bat. See how far it is up above the hitter, coming out of the hand, so that's why it looks like a ball so low on as Hernandez let it ride towards the ground.
3-2 the count on Pence, and the pitch is swung on and missed. He threw a fastball at 94 right by Hunter Pence. 2 outs.
Similar to the pitch he used on Howard in his first at bat in the 2nd inning, an elevated fastball in. Pence not happy at all. Remember a minute ago we talked about alligator arms? Well, he just gave them to Pence. Because what he did, he elevated a fastball up in this area and just flat tied him up.
Ran it on his hands a little bit at the same time, and up there by the letters. Now Placido Polanco, the hitter. And he'll take an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. 53 career games against the Rockies, and he's a .330 hitter against Colorado. He's had a good solid season. He's suffered some injury problems in the first half as well. 2 outs, a runner at second base. Swing and a miss. Good pitch again. A fastball that rode in on his hands and at the knees. 2 good pitches by Friedrich. 0-2 to Polanco. He's got 3 strikeouts so far. He's got a man down here, 0-2. Polanco, a difficult guy to strike out, however. That one is in the dirt. Hernandez able to block it. 1-1 tie. Philadelphia trying to break this tie here in the 4th inning with a runner at second base. 4 hits for Philadelphia. Ruiz has 2 of them. Friedrich, long look to get a sign. And here's his 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, tough play. Pacheco charges on the run. Nice play. Dug out by Michael Kadire for out number 3. Nothing happening for the Phillies in the 4th. We played 3.5. 1-1. Rockies and Phillies.
So we're going to
1-1 Rockies and the Phillies in this game one between these two teams. First of 6 at home for the Rockies following the All-Star break. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Time for AT&T Trivia Question, brought to you by AT&T. 1992, the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, they were then affiliated with the Cleveland Indians, won the PCL, the Pacific Coast League title, and who was a manager of that team?
Celebrating 50 years in baseball this year.
He's got a connection, I believe, to this game, too, does he not,
just
George?
a small one.
All right, we'll answer that question in a while. Stay tuned. Michael Kadire leads off for the Rockies. He doubled the first pitch he saw from Cliff Lee back in the 2nd inning, and he scored the Rockies' only run. 50 RBIs for Kadire, had that many before the games. That's the most he's ever had in his career before the All-Star break. He'll look at a pitch in there for a strike. Had a very good road trip. He was 7 for 19 in that trip through St. Louis in the nation's capital. Didn't get the start on Sunday. This one is missing, and the count 1-1. Kadire, very good hitter against Cliff Lee. There's the doubles numbers in the National League. Joey Votto way out ahead of everybody, but Kadire in the top 4. How's this one out of play? Michael didn't play on Sunday in that game 3 in Washington. Came out twice as a pinch hitter on deck and didn't get the at-bat. Howard Colvin waiting on deck. The pitch to Kadire is in the dirt this time. So with Todd Helton now on the shelf, Todd on the DL, you got a chance for Kadire and Colvin to play together. One at first, one in right field. They can switch those two around, those positions, and get them both playing just about every day.
Well, that's the advantage Tyler Colvin has. He's not just a first baseman, not just a right fielder. He can play all 3 outfield positions. When you can play 4 positions, obviously there's a way to get your bat in the lineup.
Jim Tracy loves that versatility as well. Strikeout of Michael Kadire. Time for today's CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Fast speed and low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com. And there are the comparisons. Christian Friedrich on the fastball at 94. Cliff Lee sitting in the low 90s. 91, the highest velocities so far in the ballgame. That's about where you're going to see Cliff Lee. Friedrich throwing that 4-seamer in the mid-90s. Now Tyler Colvin. Strike 1 to the Rockies right fielder. Bounced out to 3rd with 2nd and 3rd, his first time up. The Rockies ended up with just 1 run back in that inning when they had 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Pitch to Colvin is popped up. Shallow right field. Hunter Pence coming in several steps, and he will make the catch.
Well, hitting the road, subscribe to MLB.tv to see every Rockies out-of-market game online and on your favorite device in HD quality when you're not at home. Just go to MLB.tv to get hooked up so you can watch the Rockies game. I do that on MILB.com with all the minor league games. Much as I travel, allows me to watch my son, other games, guys that I work with during the winter, to check in and see how they're throwing. The cool part is you can archive those games. Go back 5-6 starts, type in the date, it magically appears.
Now on the radio, we read that, and we have to say at the end, the tag is MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. You didn't say that.
It's not on the card, is it?
It's not on the card, is it?
No? I just do what I'm told, Jerry. Imagine that.
You're very good at that, by the way.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Cliff Lee's got 2 outs, nobody on. 1-1 count to Jordan Pacheco. Fielder's choice his first time up. Jordan even 300 for the year. He has a home run, 17 RBIs. And hovered around that 300 mark all season long. This one he fouls away. Jordan trying to take a poke toward right field with that pitch on the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game 2 tomorrow night. Jeremy Guthrie against Vance Worley. And on Sunday afternoon, Drew Pomeranz, who has pitched very well his last 2 starts. I mean, outstanding. Cole Hamels, the matchup with him on Sunday. That'll be a lot of fun at Coors Field. Pitch to Pacheco, jammed him, and it's hit into left center field nonetheless.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have no idea what he just did with that pitch. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner half, the hardest ball thrown by Cliff Lee today, or I should say tonight in this ball game. Watch the hands of Pacheco. This is just a great job of hitting. Look how close those hands got to the body. We saw that with Ruiz when he pulled the ball on a double down the left field line. You're not breaking this bat. This bat's going to get a base hit on a tough pitch. Boy, that was a nice job of hitting by Pacheco.
2-out single for Jordan, and now Josh Rutledge is up there with an RBI double his first time up. His first major league at bat. He drove in a run. It's the Rockies' only run.
Go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
So he has a runner at first this time. And there it was for Josh Rutledge. Bounce one in front of center fielder Victorino and hustled to second base. This one's hit right side. That's through for a base hit. Pacheco will get to third.
Go ahead and have a day, Josh.
2 for 2 is the rookie Josh Rutledge, and the crowd loving him. Inning alive still. George, you mentioned he hits the ball the other way very well, up the middle and the other way very well.
Well, he does. This ball off the end of the bat. It was on the outer half of the plate, and he shot it right by Ryan Howard, where there was a hole to the right side. Now, once again, Rutledge with very good back control and good results.
So you got Pacheco who pulls one that was on the inside, and then you got Rutledge coming up hitting the ball the other way that it was on the outside.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yep. Christian Friedrich, another opportunity to drive in a run. Looking for his second hit this year. Those rarities, a left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Drew Pomerantz the same way. Here's the pitch, and it's in there, strike one. No balls, 2 strikes with Friedrich. Lee trying to get out of the inning unscathed and preserve that tie for his team. Bottom of the 4th. Here's a pitch to Friedrich, and the fastball runs inside just slightly. 1-2. Well, these two good friends, Cliff Lee and Christian Friedrich, facing each other for the second time of the game. Share the same agent. Here's the pitch. And it's low. Good eye by Christian Friedrich. 2-2. Lee trying to entice him to maybe move from the strike zone, but Friedrich says no. Does not have an RBI this season, Friedrich. He is 1 for 18 at the plate.
Guess whose bat he's using?
Ground ball up the middle. Utley's there. He's going to step on the bag just ahead of Josh Rutledge to get the out, and this side is retired.
You don't want to guess?
Oh, go ahead.
Josh Rutledge's bat. He is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's funny.
Josh Rutledge with a couple of hits, but the Rockies still tied up at 1 with Philadelphia. We'll be right back.
Do you want me to bring us back?
Actually, yeah. Okay, now, here comes call number 2. No problem at all. Congratulations, Matt. You won $200 in Frontier Flybox from Frontier Airlines.
Rockies all tied up with the Phillies at 1 as we head to the top of the 5th. Now, it is the year of the fan here for the Colorado Rockies. One of our fans wants to ask a Fan Friday questions. This is Nathan from Commerce City. What is your question, Nathan?
Why is Dinger the Rockies mascot?
That's a very good question. I think I am correct in saying that he is a Triceratops, and that's because when they were building Coors Field here and digging it up, they actually found dinosaur bones down there, and that's what happened. Am I correct in this, Jerry?
You are correct. Very good.
Yes.
You know the story, Jenny. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to our fan, Nathan. Happy Fan Friday to you, sir. Enjoy the game. Guys,
Is that Nathan's son with him? No, we were watching a ball
Nathan,
game?
is this your son right here?
Xavier.
Xavier.
How's the slush?
Is your slushy good? Do you like your slushy?
Not going to talk?
Yeah.
He said yes. That was a nonverbal yes. You didn't understand that, George?
Ask him if he'll share.
Do you think you could share your slushy with my friend George? He's thinking about it still.
I tell you what, he knows.
He's a sharer, but I don't think he wants to share it with you.
How about me?
Thanks,
Would you
guys.
share it with me? No, I guess not. 1-1 tie. We're in the top of the 5th inning at Coors Field. Good pitchers duel so far. Christian Friedrich, the young left-hander, and Cliff Lee, his buddy, the veteran left-hander. John Mayberry Jr. hitting 8th tonight, the first hitter for Philadelphia. Ground ball off the glove of the pitcher, Scudero. Not in time. He didn't get a throw off the first base. Mayberry runs pretty well. Friedrich put the glove down. It bounced off the glove, and it'll be an infield single.
Yeah, he runs a whole lot better than his daddy, who played first base for Kansas City, then later in his career, the Yankees. That's right. A kind of the behind-the-back swipe by Friedrich as he fell off to the third base side.
Yeah, Mayberry is in that family, but he doesn't have the same body as the old man, does he?
No, he does not. Same look in the face.
Yeah, he
but
does.
The body's height is about the same, but there's a little tonnage that's been dropped off by Dad.
Cliff Lee put a bunt down his last time up there, asked to do that again, and the first pitch low, snap throw to first, and out at first base is Mayberry. What a throw, Hernandez. Marco Scudero creeping in and covering the bag.
Well, you try to get that lead so you don't get doubled off at second. But when you get a bunted ball missed, and Cliff Lee missed this well off, you see Scudero made the move. That's what made it work. Kadyr's going to leave the bag, and then Scudero came sprinting over and made the catch and tag.
So that's the first out of the inning. Lee is swinging away now, and he swings right through the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now you got 1 out and nobody on, with Mayberry getting picked off at first base. There's always that very sick feeling, jogging off the field after you get picked off. Swing and a miss by Lee, and a good slider at that time by Friedrich.
Yeah, and just match it up again and get it over with.
Yep.
No reason to get tricky here. 1-2 count. Just make the pitch and get it done.
There's the 1-2, and that is swung on and missed. Christian Friedrich has 2 outs and nobody on. Time to answer our trivia question we had a bit earlier. And the question again, 1992 Sky Sox, who was their manager? That was then the Cleveland Indians AAA affiliate. The answer, Charlie Manuel, the manager right there of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, and this year with 646 wins starting the season, the most wins by a manager of the Phillies organization, and they've had some good ones. Gene Mauch, 645 is number 2. 10th on that list, Larry Boa, 347.
Pitch to Rollins is off the plate as well. 2 balls, no strikes to Rollins, who doubled in a run. His last time up there, he's driven in his team's only run. Two-0 pitch, and taking it licked all the way was Rollins. 2 balls and a strike.
And with Friedrich's pitch count, he's here in the 5th with 2 outs, and it's setting at 66. I mean, that pickoff, I might extend him even 1 more inning beyond this. You see a lot of guys in that Rockies bullpen starting to get loose. They don't know who will get the call. It'll be one of a few guys, I think, for Friedrich. But Friedrich, to me, has done a nice job in this ball game with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Jim Tracy saying too that it's that point now for all 4 of these starters where if they're going well, he'll extend the pitch count a little bit more. He says we'll let them run a little bit. That one's in the dirt, and that's strike 3. Nice job by Christian Friedrich. It turns out to be 3 batters that he faces with the pickoff. We'll come back after this.
Give me the slushy.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-1. Rockies and Phillies in this game one. Christian Friedrich and Cliff Lee hooking up on a good one. 2 left-handers. And it's time to look at our Farmers Insurance report card. We talked about the Rockies' offense in the first half of the year. It has been very good despite a record of 33-52. Second in batting average, second in runs scored, first in home runs, on base percentage second. The offense has been very good, especially, as you might guess, at Coors Field. Dexter Fowler's going to lead it off for the Rockies in this 5th inning. Switch hitter hitting right-handed. He's 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. He has had multi-hit games each of the last 4, 9 for his last 15, a home run, a double, and a couple of runs scored. Swinging a hot bat. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and quickly he is down 0-2. Cliff Lee, 6'3", a little over 200 pounds. He's from Benton, Arkansas. He played the college ball at University of Arkansas. Double-digit wins 7 times in his career. He's done it for 3 different teams: Cleveland, Seattle, and Philadelphia. 08 Cy Young Award winner as well. That pitch right there for strike 3, a fastball at the knees to Dexter Fowler. He didn't think so. 1 out.
What he has done a great job of in this game is the damage has come with 2 outs. He started the innings off, and that's just a great cut fastball. Just tip your hat and head to the dugout. There's not a lot you're going to do about it when he's painting it like that. I mean, I know Dexter's thinking that ball came out around the outer half of the plate, but it was painted by Cliff Lee.
Scudero is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out for him. Both teams a run on 5 hits. An error for Philadelphia. That was the error on the second baseman, Chase Utley. Scudero will look at a fastball about belt high for a strike. 1-1. Scudero 0 for his last 9 at the plate now. Going back to game 2 in Washington. This is off the plate. Cliff Lee suspended a couple times in his career for hitting people. Ken Griffey Jr. one year got suspended for a couple games. Hit Chris Snyder in a spring training game a couple of years ago. Here's a pop-up foul ground and grabbed there by Howard. 2 outs. Boy, strikeout of Fowler with a great pitch, and there a great pitch to Scudero and jammed him. 2 outs. Folks, join the conversation with Toyota Talk. Text Toyota to 720-720. Share your insights or questions on the game, plus learn how to win a $500 gas card from Toyota. That's coming up in the next inning. Carlos Gonzalez trying to get something going with 2 outs. There's a strike on the outside corner to Cargo.
Boy, he has really worked well down in the strike zone, throwing strikes, cutting the ball, sinking the baseball, avoiding power.
Talking to folks with the Phillies and the media before the game and asked about Cliff Lee and his problems. That one's ripped up the middle for a base hit. Carlos Gonzalez has a couple of hits, 2 singles in the ball game. Did the same thing back in the third, a 2-out single a year as well. And they were saying Lee's biggest problem in this 1-in-5 year he's having is that fastball command, George, like you talked about. Boy, tonight at Coors Field, at altitude, he seems to be able to command that fastball very well.
Well, he's cutting it, and because of his height and his perception down, it allows him to do that and keep the ball down in the zone.
We'll see what Ramon Hernandez can do. 0 for 2, reached on an error the first time, and a ground out back to the pitcher. Coming back off the DL, 42 games he missed. We'll toss over to first base to get Cargo back. Ramon Hernandez has always been a good second half offensive player. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. Easy play for Hunter Pence. He'll go to his right a few steps, make the catch to retire the side. We've got 5 complete at Coors Field and a good game. Don't go away. It is time for the Excel Energy High Efficient Inning. Go back to the first inning tonight in Game 1 with Christian Friedrich on the mound. There's out number 1, Jimmy Rollins. He got to pop up and foul ground to Michael Kadire. Next hitter, Shane Victorino. Slow roller towards second base. There's out number 2. 1 more to go. Dangerous Chase Utley. Ground ball to first. Kadire's going to handle this all by himself. That's a 1-2-3 first inning for Christian Friedrich. Learn about energy efficiency and how to save money in your home by visiting responsiblebynature.com, presented by Excel Energy. 1-1 tie as we go to the 6th inning here at Coors Field. Christian Friedrich back on the mound for the Rockies. 68 pitches thrown so far, George, and like you said, he could start this inning, and now the bullpen action starts with Josh Renicky.
It does start with Renicky, and you also start to look where you are in their lineup. Second man in the lineup. Pitching count's getting a little bit deeper. You're in a 1-1 ball game. I think he will let Friedrich complete this 6th. As long as that pitch count doesn't get up above the 85, 86 mark.
Victorino's 0 for 2 tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shane Victorino, native of Hawaii, the track star, 100 and 200 meter high school track champion in the state of Hawaii. It's this one foul down the third base side. The fly-in Hawaiian, Shane Victorino.
You wonder too if they will come up with the money. We're talking about a guy that was Rule 5 2 or 3 times. He's been a minor league free agent. Finally found his niche, and here he is, an all-star, great player at the big league level.
Swing and a miss there. A high curveball that was up near his eyes and kind of dropped down, and Victorino had trouble timing that one up.
On a bad pitch by Friedrich gets a great result. Hanging curveball out over the top, and again it appeared to just slip out of the hand. You can see Ramon coming up. You can see Victorino swinging, and then why did I really do just what I did? As I make a turn back to grab some pine meat.
Strikeout number 6 for Christian Friedrich tonight. Now Chase Utley, he was 0 for 2. He'll line this one right to the shortstop Rutledge. He catches cleanly, or did he? Throws to first just to make sure, and it's out number 2.
Yeah, an umpire at third base immediately called an out. I didn't see the ball catch any dirt. Fielded cleanly.
Rutledge kind of caught that ball, tried to show it to the umpire, and then still threw to first base. See, look, I caught it.
Well, he's used to only having 3 umpires. He didn't know they had him out on every corner. Kind of had to look around a little bit.
Wait, there's an ump at third here too? Oh, there he is.
What are you doing over there? Do you get paid, or is you just looks, he's walking, tracking. I thought I saw dirt fly, but we did not. That was off the bottom of his glove, or the end of the glove, I should say.
So 2 down, nobody on. Ryan Howard has struck out twice tonight against Christian Friedrich. Does not look good either time. This one is taken by Howard for a ball. Over the past 7 years, no one has hit more home runs or had more RBIs than this guy. Excluding this season, of course, with the injuries at. We're getting text messages on our Toyota Talk from folks inside the ballpark. Gotta love that. Well, they got a little mini TV down there or something?
Well, they must. They know that it's going on, but they out of section 151. Hope Todd gets to feeling better soon. So does all of baseball, actually. Todd, one of those guys, enjoy to watch play the game.
.3-0 to Howard, and there's ball 4. So Friedrich strikes out Howard 2 times in a row, then walks him on 4 pitches in the third at bat. Now you get Carlos Ruiz to the plate. He's swinging the hot bat. He's got a couple of hits, a single and a double tonight. .355 average now.
Fans wanted to know how they made room on the roster, and they moved De La Rosa to the 60-man roster, which allowed you to expand it. Chatwood and Ekstrom just switched places. Ekstrom comes up also with the Ben on the DL, able to make that move also. So that's how they made the switch.
See the question about why Rutledge instead of Johnny Herrera. I think they want to get a look at Josh Rutledge here.
Johnny's always been viewed an awful lot as a guy that is more of a super utility, second, short, third, can pinch hit a little bit. Rutledge is really deep in the hole. With Carlos Ruiz up, he's pulled the ball down the left field line a couple of times. There's all the roster moves today. Helton 50-day DL, 15-day DL. Nieves, same thing, turf toe. Chatwood will start tomorrow in Arkansas for the Tulsa Drillers. Rutledge is up, Hernandez is off from the DL, and Mike Ekstrom is up.
It's to Ruiz in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's Ekstrom. Got to be excited. Been in the big league previously with the Toronto Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, Tampa Bay. That's right. In the American League. So here and in uniform. Nice job, Christian Friedrich.
Went through a high fastball to Victorino and another one to Ruiz to get him on strikes. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th right after this. Got a great ball game. First game after the All-Star break. Rockies and Phillies 1-1 tie. We had the bottom with this 6th inning. And it's time for the Home Depot doing more on defense. Home Depot, more saving, more doing. This one's going to involve a catcher and a second baseman. John Mayberry Jr. first. Bunt attempt by Lee. Throws behind him with Scudero covering the bag. Hernandez, a great strike. That's an out. That is great defense right there for the Rockies. It's brought to you by Home Depot, doing more on defense. There's Ramon Hernandez, his first game back after over 40 on the DL. Still got it going defensively, and a conversation with pitching coach and Christian Friedrich as well going on in that Rockies dugout.
Bo McLaughlin talking an awful lot to Christian, telling him what a great job he's done. He's at 77 pitches through 6. Friedrich in the minor leagues have been throwing up to 95, but this is the plan. We're going to stick with it. Bo's going to turn the hands over to Matt Belisle, who's warming up down there.
Michael
bullpen for the Rockets.
Michael Kadire at the plate, swings right through the first pitch by Cliff Lee, a changeup. Michael Kadire has had some trouble in his career against the Phillies. He's 4 for 30 against his team. Bouncing ball to third, easy play there for Polanco. 1 down. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Tyler Colvin, the hitter, he's looking for his first hit tonight. Ground out in the fly out. Still got the average above 300. Last 23 games, an average of 350 for Tyler Colvin. That pitch is high, ball 1. 189 at bats now for Tyler Colvin and 40 RBIs. One of the best ratios in all of baseball. This one's lined into right center field. That's a base hit. Victorino trying to chase it down, slides and gets away from him. Colvin will hold at second base.
You'd like to see this run get across and have the bullpen go to work and get Christian Friedrich a W here.
So Tyler Colvin pokes one into right center field. Victorino slid to get it. Looked like Colvin might try for 3, but thought better. And he'll hold at second base. It's still in scoring position.
Absolutely. You see Victorino, I'm not sure what he was trying to do with the baseball. Maybe just slide the kid's legs out in front of it and find it, pick it, and throw it. He did a good job of that. Right there, Tyler Colvin thought about it and hit the brakes and shut it down. Now it's going to be up to the youngsters of Pacheco and Rutledge to come through in this situation. Rutledge already with an RBI and Pacheco with a base hit in the ball game.
Pacheco 1 for 2 and Rutledge 2 for 2. So one of those guys trying to keep it going to get that go-ahead run scored. Tyler Colvin runs well. He's at second base.
Pacheco's average when given the opportunity with runners in scoring position, 367. Big number.
Artie Lansford talking about Pacheco the other day in Washington, saying the guy doesn't have a real quick swing, doesn't have a lot of power, but has that knack of putting the barrel of the bat on the baseball.
He does that very well, and he also does a good job, in my opinion, of working counts to get to his favor. There's going to be nights he struggles, but most nights he'll come up with something. That's why he's hitting 300. Some people say not a lot of RBIs, but when you hit 8th in the lineup and 7th, most of that duty's been cleaned up by the people in front of him.
I think if he hits 300 like he is these days, the Rockies would be just fine with him. Pitch to Pacheco. It's lined into center field for a base hit. Colvin's got a hold at third base. He had to wait to see if that ball got through, but Pacheco hits it hard to center field. First and third for Colorado and 1 out. So up to the plate comes Josh Rutledge, who's got a couple of hits already, just called up today, and we talked to him before the ball game about how that all went down.
I got pulled out of the game last night in the 4th inning, so we didn't really know what was going on. I kind of had some sort of a clue as to what was going on, but not really. And then after the game, we got a phone call from Jeff Bridich saying that there had been an injury and they weren't sure how severe it was. And so I was in the mix and flew here this morning, just kind of been waiting around all day. It's kind of been a hectic day. Bags got lost. They're still not here. But
hasn't seemed to bother him too much, the bags being lost or the nerves or the butterflies, anything else. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, it's still just the game of baseball, and to slow the game down is one of the hard things rookies to do. He's done it so far.
Bounces that one foul behind the plate.
Now, the one pitch that he hasn't seen, and it was a pitch in Tulsa that would give him fits at times, mostly from right-handers, is the curveball or off-speed pitch. He's been aggressive early, and he's been able to do it. But at the minor league level, I mentioned he's been pretty steady at the 300 mark, 306 home runs, RBIs in the leadoff position, doubles 27. And he needs to have a new picture taken. It doesn't look anything like it.
It's 2 just off the plate this time, 1-1. Colvin's at third, Pacheco at first base. Rockies trying to break a 1-1 tie. Eric Young Jr. is on deck. Pitcher spot is due next. Well, Rutledge, I think here just take a fly ball to the outfield. That pitch is high. He's staying patient. 2-1.
Lyle getting ready to go in the Rockies bullpen. Eric Young Jr. in the on deck circle.
Pitch is again chop foul at the plate. Pacheco was on the move from first base. So Jordan Pacheco with a couple of hits. George talked about the youngsters. He has 2, and the youngster at the plate has 2 hits. Cliff Lee's thrown 80 pitches this point in the game. There's Colvin over at first base, or third base, I'm sorry. And the 1-out double. One is low, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, what a great eye for a young kid not to chase the breaking ball down in the dirt. I mean, it was an 87-mile-an-hour cutter, but he let it go away from him. They get this count in a very hitter's count, 3-2, but you have to factor in a veteran pitcher on the mound. You may see the cutter.
You might expect Jordan Pacheco to be on the move from first base as well. There he goes. The pitch is hit into right field. Hunter Pence coming in. Now moving back. He makes the catch. Running from third is Colvin. Here comes a throw, and he is safe. Down to second base goes Pacheco. The Rockies have regained the lead.
And another RBI for Josh Rutledge on a fly ball to right.
So Josh Rutledge has driven in both runs tonight for the Rockies. 2-1 Colorado.
I think you're going to have to do an interview tomorrow, Josh. I can sense it coming, son. Well, I tell you, tough slide for Tyler Colvin because the knee went right on the knee of the shin guard. You see the catch and then the throw. And for Hunter Pence, for me, that was not a strong throw for a right fielder. Watch this applied, though, as the knees met at the home plate area, and Ruiz did not hang on to it. Boy, and that's a nice job right now by Jim Tracy, doing a little coaching right now with Josh Rutledge.
I think he's chewing him out. Why couldn't you get a hit there and drive in, a couple runs? Well, Jim Tracy is a very proud manager right now with this young man. 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, a single and a double. Now Eric Young Jr., the pinch hitter, so Christian Friedrich's night is over. He has a chance to win this ball game. He's a pinch hitter, EY 9 for 38. He'll promptly drive into left field. Being waved home, Pacheco. The throw from left field is not in time. Eric Young Jr. an RBI single, and the Rockies take a 3-1 lead. Well, he didn't mess around. He was looking fastball and got it and drove it.
Well, the home run last week, now this big base hit coming from the right side. Getting a baseball, cut fastball, and then just roped it into left field. Mabry on 1, Pop comes to the plate with it, but well offline. Eli stays at first.
Mayberry does not have a great throwing arm, and Rich Dollar took advantage of it.
It's not great, and it's also not very accurate. So the combination allows you to take a gamble.
So Dexter Fowler is up there now for the Rockies. Young, with all that speed, is over at first base. Dexter seems like he's due. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Inside with the first pitch by Lee. There's some stirring in the Philadelphia bullpen. Nobody throwing quite yet. Dexter Fowler 11 for his last 20 at the plate against left-handers. Checked his swing there. 2-0. One out double by Tyler Colvin. Jordan Pacheco a single. Sacrifice fly for Rutledge, and an RBI single by the pinch hitter Eric Young Jr. The pitch hit down the right field line, slicing toward the corner. It's a foul ball.
Hey, look at what Dexter Fowler has done at the start of the season. Wasn't very pretty. 41 ball games, 240, 8 extra base hits, 5 home runs. And man, did he turn it up to last 40, 345 average, 12 extra base hits, 6 home runs to go along with 27 runs. Not to mention Dexter Fowler in the leadoff position, 36 RBIs.
Dexter doing it those last 41 games on both sides of the plate. He's been inconsistent in his career.
2-1 count, 2 outs, base stealer at first. And I thought maybe that might be an area, unless you just don't get a good read on Lee, because it's a win-win situation. If you're able to get in scoring position, great. If not, you still have Dexter Fowler leading off the next inning. It's a great opportunity to take it this time.
There's a left-handed, right-handed splits for Dexter, both right there at 300 these days. Throw to first by Lee, just a toss over there. Young saw that one coming. How about the Rockets with 2 outs tonight? Difference in the game, really.
No, it has been a total difference in the ball game, along with what's happened at the bottom of the lineup. Colvin with that double to lead off, or with 1 out here in the 6th. And then the base hit by Pacheco, the fly ball by Rutledge, and Young's big pinch hit. I mean, the bottom of this lineup has created all the success. The only one at the top of the lineup with any big damage has been Gonzalez. He's 2 for 3.
Josh Rutledge with a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs in his major league debut. The pitch. Dexter Fowler takes a pitch high. Now it's 3-2, and you know Young's on the move now. Mentioned earlier, Dexter Fowler leads the team in walks, but he also leads the team in strikeouts this year.
You got to be careful here for Young. Don't go on first move. This is where Lee would pick you off. That's why they're holding him on there. He walks.
Nice job by Fowler to get to first base. Young pushed to second base.
Rich Doobie's going to make a quick visit out to the mound to visit with Mr. Lee. His pitch count on the night, 60 strikes, 29 balls. He's ran into problems here in the 6th.
There's Rich Doobie, that pitching coach, just having a chat. And again, there's nobody throwing yet in that Philadelphia bullpen. See some folks up and stretching around, but that is it for now.
The next Purple Monday is July 16th. So wear purple and you could win prizes, and the first 12,500 fans will receive Rockies reward coupons. So make sure you make it out to the ball game to watch Clint Hurdle and his Pirates.
So Cliff Lee back to work. He's got 2 outs. He's got 2 on. At the plate now, Marco Scutaro, who is 0 for 3. Scutaro for his last 10 at the plate. Here's a guy that's due. Foul back to screen, looking fastball, and foul it away. All kinds of speed out there on the base paths. Young at second and Fowler at first base.
Yeah, get a ball in the gap and watch the track meet start.
No Those two, Young and Fowler, playing 3 years the minors together, 3 different teams, and they were devastating with their speed then, and they're trying to take advantage of it here. Pitch to Scudero. Off speed and then missed tying away. The pitch to Scudero. Lines it foul down the right field side. Scudero down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scudero, very good 2-strike hitter. In fact, Jim Tracy saying recently that he might be the best 2-strike hitter he's ever managed. That's saying a lot because Jim's had a few over the years. What do you do with 2 strikes here? Carlos Gonzalez on deck. The pitch. Missing again. 2-2. Cliff Lee and his wife have an 11-year-old son, Jackson, who survived childhood leukemia. After just a couple of months after being born, he was diagnosed with it. Went to therapy as an infant, got through it, and he's a healthy 11-year-old these days. Here's his pitch to Scudero, and he fouls it away. And this is what Scudero does pretty well. He'll foul those pitches away, work himself into a walk, or get a better pitch to drive somewhere. Rockies about hit the Philadelphia Phillies 9-5 now tonight. 3-1 lead for Colorado in the 6th. There go the runners. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Scudero strikes out for the 2nd time in the ball game. But the Rockies score a pair. They've taken a 3-1 lead over Philadelphia.
That's okay. Josh Rutledge having quite a major league debut. Just added another RBI. Rockies up now 3-1 as we head to the top of the 7th. Well, of course, it's a Fan Friday. We're getting a lot of great questions on Twitter. You can tweet me at @RootSports_JC. We're going to get a question right now. They want to know, why would an MLB team call up a player from AA without sending him to AAA first? Of course, referring to Rutledge, who was just drafted in the 2010 draft in the 3rd round of the amateur draft. And now all of a sudden, he's making his major league debut today. So, George, I'm going to call on you. You've seen this kid a lot in AA Tulsa. Why him, and why did he not go to Colorado Springs first?
Because he's pretty good, Judy.
Exactly. I've been hearing you call for this guy for quite a few weeks now.
That would have been my answer, too, by the way.
Yeah, I have been, and I think that this young man is going to be a very good big league ball player. He has played some second base there. He was drafted as a shortstop out of Alabama, but I think that he's a young man that that carries himself well. You know, you hear scouts say he walks, talks, and acts like a big leaguer, and he does that. And he's been doing it at AAA. He's been very consistent at 300. You know, I've had a lot of different people ask me inside the organization, do you think he's ready? And I say yes every time, because every time I go back, he does something to impress me.
Well, your son Parker Frazier playing in Tulsa, you had a chance to see Rutledge play a lot too, I'm sure then.
I did. I saw probably 35 games so far this year in Tulsa. I've seen an awful lot of ball games in Tulsa. Every time I go home, they're home, I'm there. So it makes it convenient for me to go back, watch, and evaluate a lot of these guys that are coming up and form an opinion of what I think and what they can do and what they can't do.
And George, I asked you before we came on the air tonight, what kind of a guy is Rutledge? You had great things to say about him as a person too.
Great person. I mean, always, you know, I'd look after games to watch a lot of kids because they come out of the locker room, and Tulsa ownership does not move the fans out of the way if they want to stick around to get a few autographs. So every time they come out, he's one of the first guys that will stand, sign autographs, talk to the little kids, hang out. And another note about Mr. Rutledge, his girlfriend won Miss Florida. She's going to Miss America.
Really?
Yes, and she's also the sideline reporter for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
All right. Good job, Josh.
What'd you say, Doug?
In a couple of respects.
Well, they're the Rays. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay Rays. I'm sorry, Doug.
We should mention Matt Belisle is on now for the Rockies. There's Rutledge is having quite a night tonight. Let's hope his team can hang on and win and get Friedrich to win tonight. There's a line drive base hit into center field. Matt Belisle struck out Hunter Pence to start this 7th inning, but Placido Polanco singles to center. So 1 on and 1 out for Philadelphia. His numbers on Matt Belisle. I know you're a big fan of this guy too, George.
Huge fan of Matt Belisle. What he's able to do out on the field, 11 holes so far. Of course, you got to win a lot of ball games to get an opportunity to put those holes up. Earned run average right where it should be. Hits per innings pitched, the strikeouts. He doesn't walk people. I think he's learned a lot in that category from Betancourt. The opposition at 255.
Tim Tracy always says from the bullpen, ball 4 is not an option, and he has not gotten ball 4 much this year, Matt Belisle. John Mayberry Jr.'s got a couple of singles tonight. Both off of Friedrich. He'll look at strike 1. Matt Belisle said something interesting to me the other day, George. He said, you know, when I got sent down to minors after I was traded here and was here for a while, I made a vow to myself it would never happen again. I would do whatever it took to remain a big leaguer, and he has done that and more. Good pitch there.
Pretty good hammer right there.
He's got Mayberry fooled on that pitch, and he's got him down 0-2.
Took enough off of the pitch to ride it, but it not only does it have elevation drop, it also has a side move on the baseball, makes it that much harder.
0-2 pitch right there for strike 3. He threw him a fastball, and I think Mayberry looking for something else. 2 away.
Well, they'll be able to watch this in replay. When you have a reputation of throwing strikes, you get strikes called. Even though it's missed, watch how it's received by Ramon Hernandez. He will ride the elbow outside of the but he keeps the glove on the plate, and that's why he got the pitch called a strike.
So Matt Belisle, a couple of outs, both on strikeouts in the inning. In between is single by Polanco. And now Jason Pridey is the pinch hitter for Philadelphia. 1 for 2 this year, so limited duty the pinch this season. Swing and a miss. He looked tardy on that pitch by Matt Belisle. His 4 games, just 5 at bats, but he's taken advantage of those. 3 for 5 on the year. This one's bounced up the middle. There's a big hop for Scutaro. He'll go to first base, and he'll get the out. And the side is retired. Nicely done by Matt Belisle in the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch at Coors Field. 3-1 Rockies. And it's time for the Cooney Lexus look back at tonight's broadcast. Brought to you by Cooney Lexus, where luxury has an address. Second inning, the Rockies with their rookie up there, Josh Rutledge, an RBI double. That scored Michael Kadire in the second when Rutledge his first major league hit. Back in the third inning, ground ball down the left field line for Philadelphia, and that scores Mayberry. That was an RBI by Jimmy Rollins. On to the sixth inning, the Rockies going to score a couple more. Josh Rutledge, a fly ball to right, tagging Colvin from third. Close play, but safe was Colvin. But the Rockies were not done. Eric Young Jr., an RBI single. That one scored Pacheco, and that's where we sit. It is 3-1 Colorado. Carlos Gonzalez leading off for the Rockies in the seventh. They'll look at a pitch outside, ball one, and here's the new pitcher, George.
Yeah, he's thrown 6 consecutive shutout innings over just recently. See the earned run average down to 360. This is the situation he typically gives those opportunities.
Michael Schwimmer, good off-speed pitch right there, thrown to Carlos Gonzalez, 1-1.
Schwimmer with a good off-speed curveball. He also throws the hard sinker, keeps the ball down on the ground.
Carlos has a couple of singles tonight, 2 for 3. He fouls this pitch away, a fastball that came in at 93 on his hands. Average up to 333 now for Carlos Gonzalez. So Cliff Lee last 6 innings against the Rockies. 3 runs, all were earned by the veteran southpaw.
I mentioned the hard curveball. You also saw the two-seam sinker there. 15% of the time he runs the 4-seam. Slider that he got up on top of appeared to be more of a 12-6 curveball.
Right-hander delivers. That one lined into right field for Carlos Gonzalez. He's going to try for 2. Hunter Pence up with the ball. Here's a throw. He's safe at second base. His 3rd hit tonight. Carlos Gonzalez looking like an all-star. 2 singles and a double.
Now another look at this on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo 2. Look at the breaking ball. This just shows you how much strength he has. Look at the back foot kick out on the swing. He's so far out in front. All the leverage is with the hands, and he just rips it to right field. And he knows and smells that double as he rounded second, watching the throw come in.
So as he's out there at second base, his 20th double this year, Carlos Gonzalez, nobody out in the inning. Ramon Hernandez, the hitter. 0 for 3, did reach on an error the first time up, did Hernandez. Lines this into right field, it's a base hit. Carlos Gonzalez being waved in. He will score easily. Ramon Hernandez makes it a 4-1 game.
Hernandez on earlier with an error by Chase Utley in his first at bat, and had grounded out and had flown out to deep right field. Well, this time a shot to right and an RBI, his 16th on the season.
3-run lead now for Colorado, and nobody out in this inning.
Now they're working their way down to the dangerous part of this lineup. High heater. That ball had no down plane. It was up into the strike zone, and Hernandez made him pay. Just what the doctor ordered. The Rockies 4 for 9 now with runners in scoring position. Philadelphia 1 for 5.
Rockies did some damage earlier with 2 outs in this game. They have nobody out here and a run in. Michael Kadire at the plate. He has another double back in the second. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kadire. He's doubled, struck out, and grounded out. Michael Schwimmer, University of Virginia. He's from Fairfax, Virginia. Same college baseball team as Ryan Zimmerman. The pitch. That one outside to Kadire. So one Virginia guy against the other. Kadire and Schwimmer. Michael from Chesapeake, Virginia, and this guy from Fairfax. Big boy, 6'8", 240 pounds. Pitch hit in the air to gap in right center field, and this one's going to get to the wall. Hernandez will score. Kadyr's going to dig for 3. Relay throw by Utley, not in time. 5-1 Colorado.
Well, the top half of the lineup had watched the bottom do damage all day, and they said, hey, it's our turn. Kadir, his second triple of this season for Michael Kadir, and it is his second base hit in this ball game, second extra base hit in this ball game.
Rockies have 32 triples now as a team this year. That's the best in Major League Baseball. There still is nobody out in the inning. Infield in now for Philadelphia. Tyler Colvin at the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch. A slider. He swung over top. Kadir short lead at third base. And the pitch to Colvin. Swing and a miss again through the same pitch with their slider. And he's down 0-2.
Hard slider on the back foot. Back-to-back pitches. You can see just stacked on top of each other there on the forward strike zone.
Michael Kadir, another extra base hit in the top 10 in National League in extra base hits. Tacks on a triple. He's at third with the infield in, nobody out. The pitch to Colvin. The fastball is high and away. 94 in the gun there to Tyler Colvin. Lots of injuries this year for Philadelphia, including from their bullpen. They had 3 bullpen arms out for the season that were on the original roster when they broke training camp. Halladay has been out. There's a line drive down the right field line. A foul ball by a couple of feet.
Now, because of the pitch, a slider biting in, he got the head of the bat out. You're just going to see the curve on that baseball about 15 feet.
Tyler Colvin thought it was going to be fair. He was almost to first base when that ball was called foul. So Rutledge drive in a run with a fly ball in this ball game. Colvin will take that. The pitch to Tyler is fouled right back to the screen. Another slider, and he got a piece of that one. Count is still 1-2. Terrific this year with runners in scoring position as Kadir out there now.
Kendrick, the right-hander, has gotten up for Charlie down in their bullpen with the Philadelphia. He's not going to let somebody get beat up in the bullpen and let a game get carried away.
Rex Brothers is throwing for the Rockies. Here's a pitch high. Step throw to third. It gets away from the third baseman down the line. Kadir will score to make it 6-1 Colorado.
4th error on Ruiz this year. They keep getting leads to entice them, and as a team that's not scared to take chances, Philadelphia isn't. They wanted to go ahead and throw that ball down the left field line and try to make a pickoff move. And then Kadir, see that big lead, taking a step or two down, left-handed bat. Let's give it a shot. It didn't pay off so well.
Colvin's got a count of 2-2. So bases are cleared. Rockies have scored 3 times in the inning, and there's still nobody out. It's to Colvin, is swung on and missed. There's strike 3. It was interesting. We talked about it earlier when Ruiz had his base hits. We heard this chant of Rue, and that was for Ruiz. And there, I think the Rockies fans were saying the same thing, sort of a mocking cheer to Ruiz when he threw that ball away.
Well, they faced 3 batters, double, single, triple, and it's a 3-run inning.
Jordan Pacheco's had a nice game. He's got a couple of hits. He drove in a run. I'm sorry, he did not. It was Rutledge after him that drove in the 2 runs, but this guy's been on base twice for Rutledge tonight. Pacheco up to 307 now. He's got 2 singles, a strikeout. And the pitch just off the plate.
Well, Swimmer trying to talk his way through this inning. When he went back, I mean, talking about keep your chin out over the top and over that rubber. Make sure you're sitting on the backside and keep your head pointed directly at the plate. He's getting a little head snap going on there with all these guys with the extra base hits.
One-two pitch to Pacheco in the air to center field. It's chasing Victorino back. Victorino's going to get there to make the catch. The ball carried a long way to right center there off the bat of Pacheco. 2 away.
Well, I'm just to see what Rutledge could do with nobody on or nothing to do. I mean, he's come up with a couple of base hits, RBIs, a deep fly ball to right.
It's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Camp. We're going back to Josh Rutledge in his first major league at bat, George.
Pretty nice, wasn't it? And to be able to come up with that big base hit, the head first slide, and a big smile. Well deserved.
Freeze Camp brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
We've seen Swimmer throw an awful lot of sliders to Tyler Colvin. This is going to be a little bit of an experiment here for Josh Rutledge. In Tulsa, if there's one thing I saw that he would do falling behind, and a lot of guys do it, they'll chase the breaking ball out of the zone.
Fastball's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rutledge. So Josh with an RBI double first at bat, a single in his second at bat, and a sacrifice fly in his third plate appearance. Fouls that one back to screen. And right now George leading Major League Baseball in hitting.
Well then stop.
Yeah.
Set the record.
Can you win the batting title with 2 at bats?
I don't think so.
1-2 pitch, ground ball foul this time, wide of third.
There's that hard slider too. I want to see how he would adapt to it. See if he would be able to put a swing on it. Pretty good swing. Just got out quick. Well, there's Rutledge. He's at 1,000. Pacheco hitting 7th is at 305. 304 right above him. Tyler Colvin. Bottom lineup's hitting really good.
Take a pitch in the dirt there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Josh Rutledge. And a brother that played college baseball at Mississippi State, an older brother. Those 2 played on several teams together as youngsters.
Well, mom and dad did the right way of raising this young man. He is a good person.
Pitch to him. He didn't chase that one. Slider that was outside and low, and the count is full.
Second time he's ran the count 3-2 and has not chased pitches out of the zone. That's an impressive. That is as impressive to Jim Tracy and Carney Langsford as it is that he got the 2 base hits.
And that is ball 4. That's a terrific plate appearance by Rutledge. Young players, like we talked about, that great tendency to chase pitches with 2 strikes. He doesn't do that and gets himself aboard for the 3rd time tonight. He's still batting 1,000. Chris Nelson is now going to hit for the Rockies at number 9 hole. Eric Young Jr. we saw last time in this spot come up with the RBI single, and now Nelson will hit. 255 hitter on the year. 2 outs and Rutledge at first base. He's got a good lead. And time called by the home plate umpire, I think given to Ruiz, the catcher. Throw over to first base, and this time Rutledge gets back with a throw coming his way.
Well, let's see. You've got an RBI. You've gotten a couple of hits. Gotten a sacrifice. Probably stole a base. Why not fill up the other box?
Stolen base would be good. Next to Nelson is low. Nelson fighting a bit of a slump. Good time to break out of that. He's won for his last 14 at the plate. Still hitting .255 on the year. There goes the runner. Pitch inside. Throw to second base. He is safe, and there is the stolen base. Good call, George.
Why not just fill up all the categories? Rutledge having so much fun tonight. He might not want to come back tomorrow night. He might just say, you know, I'm going to call it a career. This is kind of fun. Big jump off the right-hander, head down, and then the speed came out again for Josh Sullivan. A very quick start. A very fundamentally sound way of stealing the bases. Rutledge was 14 of 18 in Tulsa in the stolen base category. And he's batting 1,000, Jerry, at the big league level.
Yes, he is. And he's got 1,000% in his stolen base percentage, too, right? 1 for 1. 2-1 with Chris Nelson. He can drive in a run now with Rutledge at second base. And the pitch is swung on and missed. He did chase the slider that time. Jim Tracy was talking about Rutledge and his speed. He says, guys, a little faster than you think he is. 14 stolen bases, like Jack said at Double-A, or like George said at Double-A this year, and he got a great jump there on the pitcher. Pitch to Nelson is outside. A full count now to Chris. Swimmer was ahead in the count with Rutledge, and he walked him. He was ahead with Nelson, and he's gone to 3-2. And there's ball 4. Good plate appearance there for Nelson, who draws the walk. So he's at first, Rutledge at second, and Charlie Manuel's going to come out of that dugout. And it looks like the veteran manager, the grinder, will make a move here. We'll make sure, and yes, that is going to be the case. We'll get a pitching change. The Rockies leading 6-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitchers. Stay with us. Colorado Rockies baseball and Root Sports is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo's customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. By Sonic, it's officially summer. Roll up and try the all-new Holy Guacamole Dog and Chili Cheese Fritos Coney. And by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. This is the Philadelphia bullpen where the Ducks are hanging out tonight.
Well, that's their spot. See, that's the baby Ducks, and then just back over behind the water and the bushes. They can get out of there pretty quick.
Yep.
But that's home plate. No, just kidding.
And
those guys are like, okay, what do you do with the Ducks? Do you warm up with them? You know, what do you do?
The pitcher now for the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Kendrick, another right-hander, comes on for Philadelphia. And George, the numbers on this guy.
Well, I tell you what's important about him is that heavy, hard sinker. He'll do that. The record 2-8 on those 18 games, 9 starts. he will throw just a power sinker to get the ball on the ground. Dexter has hit 467. He's going to line this one right at Howard.
Boy, Dexter Fowler hit the ball hard, but he is out number 3 in the 7th. The Rockies come up with 3 more. They got a 6-1 lead.
I just sent you another one. We can either do.
Rockies in the last 2 innings put up 5 runs. They're ahead 6-1 as we get going in the top of the 8th inning. Hey, sports fans, don't forget the Dan Patrick Show airs weekday mornings at 7. As always, Dan and his Danettes will discuss the latest sports and celebrity stories and keep updated on all top news. Dan Patrick and the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings, 7 o'clock right here on Root Sports. Chris Nelson stays in the game after pinch hitting. He drew that walk. He'll play third base. So the night for Jordan Pacheco is done. And here's Rex Brothers on the mound for the Rockies. So you're going to get the Bees, it looks like, coming up for Colorado. The Killer Bees with Belisle, whom we saw already, and Rex Brothers and perhaps Rafael Betancourt after this. So Rex Brothers on the year with that record of 4-2. He's got a lot of strikeouts. 44 strikeouts and 16 walks. 32 innings, 44 strikeouts. Best ratio that way on the team. He'll get the top of the order. Jimmy Rollins leads off. And the pitch to Rollins is outside for ball 1. Rollins has driven in the only run for his team tonight. He had an RBI double back in the 3rd inning. He's also popped out and struck out tonight. Rex Brothers always works from the stretch. The pitch is inside, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-0. Christian Friedrich, 6 innings. He was a starter in line for the win. Would be his first since June 4th in a game on the road at Arizona. And the pitch is there for a strike. 5 hits Christian Friedrich allowed. The 1 run was earned, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. This one driven the gap in left center field. That's going to be trouble. Rollins around second. And he's going to try for 3. Relay throw. 1 hopper. Not in time.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. Rutledge hesitated just a little bit on that throw.
Not often you're going to see a guy with nobody out hit a gap to left center field and try for 3. You don't want to make that first out at third base.
No, you don't. But this is a great hustle play by Dexter to get in. And then, you know what happens? This is Rutledge's first time here. Look right there, a little hesitation on it. And then he puts the throw into third base, but not in time to get a speedy Rollins. I mean, this throw's going to come in. It's going to come in a hurry. So on Samuel telling him to get down.
Now Shane Victorino will look at his strike. Rockies, of course, with a 5-run lead, will play the infield back. They'll concede the run to get out to this point. We're in the 8th inning. Good block by Hernandez to save a run, perhaps right there. That ball bounced to his catcher's gear.
Yeah, really good block. I mean, a tremendous block.
This one's bounced to third. Nelson there now. Strong throw to first base to get the out. Victorino made it close, but Nelson's got that rocket arm, one away. And let's go back to Jenny Kavner. Another fan question for Jenny.
You got it, Jerry. We're going to wrap up Fan Friday today. This question coming from Matt Sobeck42. They want to know, is the Rockies' first baseman of the future already on a big league roster? Colvin, perhaps. Well, he, of course, refers to Tyler Colvin. He has had 4 starts at first base so far this season. Michael Kadyr's also played some there. Of course, this is when Todd Helton's not playing. We've seen Jason Giambi there, and we've even seen Jordan Pacheco make a start there. So I'm going to throw that back to you, George. Do you see Tyler Colvin moving to the infield in a permanent role in the future?
Well, he's made 1 error in 70 innings there, so obviously he's played pretty well at first base. I think you still got to utilize his speed and arm in the outfield, and he has the ability to play 3 outfield positions. There is a young man by the name of Riggins in Asheville right now, signed recently as a 7th-round draft pick out of North Carolina State, that's got, I think, 68 RBIs along with about 16 home runs. He's hitting 300. Ben Polson has started to swing the bat extremely well at the Tulsa area. And by the way, Jim Tracy's son, Chad Tracy, has raised his average to 270 with 13 home runs. I think 13 doubles now, and then close to 55 RBIs. So there's some first basemen coming, and some guys that can swing the bat pretty well.
Here's a fly ball to center field off of Utley's bat. That'll score the run. Rollins will come in easily, and the Philadelphia Phillies get a run back. Utley drives in a run with a sacrifice fly. 6-2 Colorado. Keep in mind, George, just to follow that up, it's not like the Rockies have drafted a lot of first basemen high in this draft because they've had Todd Helton sitting there for all these years.
16 years. You know, there wasn't really any reason to go look for one. And not only that, most guys that were first basemen they drafted. Brad Hopp was a first baseman coming out of LSU. Because of a strong arm, they put him in right field. Michael Kadire had played some first base because of the injuries in Minnesota. He was kind of forced to go over there. So, I mean, he's comfortable there, just like Colvin's comfortable there also. I'm not ready to say goodbye to 17 yet, though. No. I know a lot of people are. They feel the skills are diminishing, but I'm ready to see 17 still hook up and play some baseball when he's healthy.
I'm with you on that one. Ryan Howard has struck out twice and walked tonight. Others delivers the off-speed pitch inside, and the count 1-1. Run in for the Phillies. Triple by Rollins to start the inning. A ground out by Victorino, and then the sacrifice fly by Utley to drive the run in. On the top of the 8th inning, there's a strike call.
You think back to Friedrich facing Howard, that hard sweeping slider away. He had no shot. This is a good opportunity to go to it.
Struck him out in the 2nd and the 4th. The pitch, a ground ball to shortstop this time. Rutledge has a tough hop, but he plays it, throws to first base to get the out. That'll take care of the Phillies in the 8th. They'll go the bottom of the 8th. The Rockies 6, the Phillies 2. right, folks, time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. No home runs this ball game, but Michael Kadire with a triple into the gap in right center field, rolled all the way to the wall. Didn't hesitate, coming around second, got to third. In the process, drove Ramon Hernandez in. And Michael Kadire, another extra base hit. He had a double back in the second, a triple here in the seventh. And Michael Kadire coming through in a big way tonight offensively in this 6-2 game. The Rockies lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Marco Scutaro leads it off for Colorado in the inning. He struck out twice tonight. 0 for 4 is Scutaro. That one off the catcher's mask, and the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The top of the lineup, Fowler and Scutaro have combined to go 0 for 9 tonight. Fowler did have a walk. We've been talking about it. Bottom of the order has been awful productive for the Rockies. Middle of the order the same way. Gonzalez, Hernandez, Kadire have had big nights. Rockies have 12 hits. They've out hit the Phillies 12-7. Kendrick still on the mound. His pitch is inside.
Well, the first 20,000 on July 15th, you're going to receive a Juan Nicasio shirt courtesy of the University of Colorado Health. Get your tickets today for that ball game versus Phillies on Sunday.
Yeah, that's a big pitching matchup on Sunday as well. Drew Pomeranz and Cole Hamels. There's strike 3 called to Marco Scutaro. Yeah, he doesn't strike out very often at all. I struck out 3 times tonight.
Yeah, big heavy sinker again, just trying to keep the ball on the ground, and instead comes up with a strikeout.
Al Kendrick, a former starter. He's actually had more starts and relief appearances in his career. Well, the state of Washington has now Carlos Gonzalez, who has 3 hits tonight. And he pops this one up. Left side, Polanco, the third baseman behind the bag, will make the catch. 2 quick outs for Kendrick in this 8th inning. Cargo got jammed on that one. Ramon Hernandez will try to keep the inning going. Hernandez drove in a run his last time up there. He also scored a run in that 7th inning. And Tracy talking about this guy being activated today, saying he's just a welcome sight. Not that anything bad to say about the other catching duties shared by William Rosario and Will Nieves. Mr. Hernandez in there for a strike. And he said this guy's just a great leader, and he is a better defensive catcher than Rosario, and we all knew that already.
Well, Rosario's a work of progress. Right now, leading the league in pass balls, errors from behind the plate. There's also an awful lot of responsibility on the young catcher to not only know his staff, the other staff, the other club's hitters, where you go to get them out, how to get them out, reading different situations, making the pitches. There's a lot. The toughest position to come to the big leagues and try to be a star is the catching position. There's so much workload.
Richie Dowers said something interesting the other day too, the Rockies' third base coach. He said, hey, we missed Hernandez more than people realize defensively and with his leadership.
Yeah, I would agree with Richie.
It gave Rosario that great opportunity, and he shined, especially offensively. Jim Tracy's got his 2 catchers he began the season with now, Hernandez and Rosario. One and 2 on the Rockies catcher, and this pitch is grounded to third base. Down to one knee, Polanco back up, and he throws to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 8th inning. We got 8 complete. The Rockies holding a 4-run lead, 6-2 as they head to the top of the 9th inning.
Yeehaw!
Colorado Rockies baseball and Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By 5 Hour Energy. 5 Hour Energy fixes tired fast. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. 6-2, the Rockies have the leads. We head to the 9th inning in this first game back after the All-Star break at Coors Field. Let's send it to Joel Klatt for a Toyota postgame preview. Joel?
Thank you, Jerry. Well, first of all, a debut. Josh Rutledge, a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs, and that wasn't even with his normal equipment. That's right, his bag is still lost. We're going to try to find that on the Toyota postgame show. Plus, talk about Friday the 13th. Christian Friedrich's 13th start of the season on Friday the 13th, and it went very well. Plus, we hear from the manager down from the clubhouse. That's coming up on the Toyota postgame show. Back to you, Jerry.
Joel, thanks. Don't forget, Toyota Talk continues during the entire postgame show, so keep texting your comments. New pitcher now for the Rockies. Josh Renicki's going to come on, and George, the numbers for this right-hander on the year. He's been steady.
Now, because of where the lead situation is, it's handed over to Josh versus Betancourt. 50 innings for him on the season. I think one thing that he'd like to see down a little bit, the walks, 28 but 32 strikeouts. And one thing he does, he keeps the ball in the ballpark. The opposition hitting just .249 against him, an earned run average of .252.
And Tracy was talking about those walks the other day, and he said, you know, a lot of those came early in the year. He said lately he's cut down on the walks a little bit. That's what they're wanting to see from that bullpen arm. First pitch in there, strike one to Carlos Ruiz. He's got a couple of hits, a single and a double. He's also struck out tonight. Friedrich, and then Belial, and then Brothers, and now Renicki. Pitch to Ruiz in the dirt this time, the off-speed pitch. Well, who wants tacos? Fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more runs for the Rockies taco special, text keyword taco, T-A-C-O, to 720-720. Message and data rates may apply. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell. Ground ball to Rutledge again. He'll throw to first base to get the out. He's been very good offensively as Rutledge, and he's been steady in the field as well. One out for Renicki and the Rockies.
Yeah, great night for him. Glad to see it happen for him. And what Rutledge has been able to pull off here in this big league debut, and a nice crowd here. Remember this. I'm excited for him.
33,346 tonight as Josh Rutledge assumes the position at short. Hunter Pence, the hitter, in the dirt, ball one. Pence has had a tough night. He's flied his shallow right and struck out twice. A few guys you see these days that chokes up on the bat. The pitch to Pence, and that's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Hunter Pence. And you know, with his team down 4 runs in the 9th inning, he's going to take this pitch. At least you'd think he would be.
Well, you'd hope.
He is, and it's a strike, 3-1. This one hit to right field, sending Colvin back, but he'll reach up and he'll make the catch. Tyler, very smooth outfielder. What a good catch right there. Hey, Colorado, take a look at the road ahead, powered by your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Step up the plate and get more miles per gallon with the hottest car line in America. It is Hyundai. Tomorrow, the Rockies will have a game 2 here against the Phillies. Sunday, that great pitching matchup, and then on Monday, the Pirates come to town. And that'll be the first of 3 against Clint Hurdle's squad that's playing very good baseball these days. Save responsibly when you shop at your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Check it out at coloradohyundai.com. One more out to go for the Rockies. Placido Polanco, the hitter, and the Rockies fans sensing that victory in game 1 following the All-Star break. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Much hitting, and the pitching tonight for the Rockies has been terrific.
Yeah, Christian Friedrich worked 6 innings in the ball game, and he's outstanding. 5 hits, a run. He walked 1. He struck out 7.
Ground ball to second should be the game. Scudero's got it, and there it is. Josh Rutledge making his major league debut and having a big impact tonight in this ball game. Christian Friedrich finally gets a win. He is now 5-6 on the year. First win for him since June 4th. Cliff Lee falls to 1-6 on the year. Today's delivery of the game is brought to you by Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys. Visit jimmyjohns.com to find a location near you. And we're going to zero in on Josh Rutledge with a couple of hits. An RBI double, so he drives in a run. Has his first big league hit right there. Singles later in the ball game. That one to right field. He drove the double to left field. Then a fly ball to right field to drive another run in. That scored a runner from third. Tyler Colvin on the sacrifice fly. He wasn't done. A stolen base as well, the first for his big league career. And Josh Rutledge delivered the big way tonight. And it's brought to you by Jimmy John's. Visit jimmyjohns.com. 6-2, the Rockies